Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and this is part 2 in my series on dating after weight loss surgery. I'm doing a car video coming back from a meeting in LA, and it's going to make me not be so long-winded because I think my phone will only hold 10 minutes worth of video, as I discovered the first time I tried to do this, and it cut me off in midstream. So anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth. I am 50 years old. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery about 2.5 years ago and have since lost about 200 pounds. I'm very consciously thinking every time I take a sip of a drink and not to go afterwards. Those of you who watch my videos know why. Anyway, I was not in a relationship or married when I had weight loss surgery. I almost say thank God, because I think those of you who are have often a bigger struggle, because you have to deal with not only incorporating and embracing your own changes, but also how everybody else's reaction is to that and how they are embracing your new changes. So in many respects, I feel fortunate that I was single when I had weight loss surgery. I started dating a year ago and just thought that I've learned a few things in this last year and wanted to share those with you. God knows what I will have learned by this time next year. The first video in this series was really just sort of my relationship background to give you a little bit of perspective on where I came from. I sort of think that there are 3 categories of people as it relates to relationships in the weight loss surgery community. One is the person who who has been in relationships pre-surgery, who never really let their weight impact or drive their relationship decisions and always sort of felt confident. And then the second category, I think, would be people who were in relationships and marriages pre-weight loss surgery, but really let their weight, really felt that their weight impacted their relationships incredibly and drove some of their decision making in that. That's the category I fall into. And then there are also people who did not have relationships pre-weight loss surgery and are just kind of diving back into the field. So in each of these videos, what I'd like to do is I reflected back on what the lessons I learned were over the last year and came up with, I think, 6 of those. I would like to share that lesson with you, provide a practical tip about starting to date after weight loss surgery, and then also provide some emotional food for thought as it relates to dating post-weight loss surgery. So the first lesson, when I sat down to think about what did I learn this year? First of all, it's been an amazing year. There has been love, there has been loss, and you know what? It's all good. It's all okay. I have been blessed and changed in many positive ways by the relationships that I have had. But my first lesson is you're going to change tremendously from the moment you start this process to where you end up. I came in to dating this time around never having dated multiple people at one time. Basically, I was a serial monogamist. I would meet someone and date them, and then I would meet somebody else and date them. I have been on more first, second, and third dates this year probably than I ever have in my life, which has been a lot of fun. But the way I relate to men and dating has changed considerably. Initially, when I was first considering dating, I remember talking to Amy, and she says that I said to her, I don't even know how I'll do this. I don't know how to flirt. I don't know how to communicate with men. I was very shy and anxious about it. And yeah, that is not who I am today in this process. So I still remember the first date I went on. Everyone I have met, for the most part, with the exception of one person, has been someone that I met online. The very first date I went on, I remember being so incredibly nervous on the way there. I remember driving by looking for a parking place and seeing him stand out front and my stomach turning belly flops. We went to brunch on our first date. It was about 10 minutes into that brunch where I realized, okay, wait a minute, this guy is attracted to me and interested in me and finds me entertaining. What a concept. See, now I sort of expect that that's going to happen. I'm just kidding. Well, Actually, I'm not totally kidding. But that's part of the change. So going into my first few dates, I did not at all know how to engage with men in a playful, flirty, or really interesting and unself-conscious way. And how did I learn that? How did I learn to do that? I learned to do that through experience. And so that's my practical tip to you. Well, first let me tell you how I've changed. So the big ways that I have changed in terms of dating and relating to men is a sense of playfulness that I never had before. And I never had that in any aspect of my life, really. And it is so many of you who have become my friends and my mirrors who have taught me how to play. I mean, Patty was the first person who I really got to observe that in, and I wanted to play. I've been thinking about the first OH conference we went to versus the one that's coming up this weekend. I watched her and I wanted to play the way she did, but I just did not feel confident enough in myself to do it. Well, trust me, I will be playing at OH this weekend. So I want to thank her and all the other people who sort of showed me a different way to be and created a safe environment for me to do that in, which she definitely did, as did many other people. And the other thing is my confidence that I'm attractive, that I'm sexy, and that men will find me that way. And how did I get there? I got there through doing it. Going on dates, meeting people, getting through those awkward silences. So that first date I went in very anxious about whether this guy was going to like me, going to find me attractive. And I just jokingly said that now I go into it expecting that. But I went on a date when I was in New York. I met that guy. I met him in the lobby of my hotel. We went to the Penthouse bar at my hotel and had a few drinks. It was not like a love connection, but I walked into that, meeting him, huge confidence, knowing he was going to like me, know that I could be playful and flirty, and that's what I did. So it's a huge difference, and I got there by doing it. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. I would encourage you to sign up on multiple online sites. My video is going to be too long if I talk about all those. Maybe I'll do a quick separate video on what those sites are, what I've used, and what my experience there has been. But just do it. Even if you're not ready to date, sign up for some of these apps and online sites so you can get used to communicating with the other sex and flirting a little bit. And then go on dates. Go on lots of first dates. Get yourself out there. Because that's the only way you're going to get more comfortable doing it and knowing kind of how to show up in that. I had no freaking idea. Now it is absolutely second nature to me, and I am playful, and I am flirty, and I am confident in a way that I have never been in my entire life. And I'm no spring chicken, people. Anyway, so you have to do it. You have to get out there. If you're not comfortable doing it initially in person, just join some sites and start communicating and talking to people. And actually, I will do another short video after this on some sites and some practical tips related to online dating. But so now, what about the emotional component? I said I was going to give you some emotional food for thought, and I only have about a minute and a half left. So here's the thing. You need to look at, I'm working through a book now called Calling in the One. And it basically examines your thoughts and attitudes about relationships to prepare you to get into and find the person, to have, because I want a long-term relationship for sure. And it's bringing up lots of interesting things. One of the first exercises in this book, and I'll put a link to the book below if you want to buy it. I think it's pretty good. I think the work that I'm doing has been helpful to me, is to look at your beliefs around relationships. And because you guys know I've said this before, thoughts are things, and the thoughts that you bring into your relationships, even when they are subconscious, kind of drive you. So think about what those thoughts are. I mean, my belief was, I'm never going to be the chosen one. Even though I've been married, I can't be a lover and a mom, that those two things are contradictory. I had all these beliefs about relationships that I have a bad picker and chooser. And, because my first time in love after weight loss surgery didn't work out that well. And I was very inclined to say, oh, Elizabeth, see, you still can't pick worth a shit. But you know what? I can pick. He was heads and shoulders worse than and better than anybody else I'd ever chosen in a variety of ways. But he, for whatever reason, created a safe space for me that was a bridge from the 400-pound woman to the woman I am today. And everything else he did, who gives a fuck? I loved him, he loved me when we were together, and we had an amazing time. And if I wouldn't have, and so, you know, my picker wasn't off with him. He was the right person for me at the time to experience what I needed. So anyway, those are my points for you guys. My 10 minutes are up. Stay tuned for the next video, and I love you all. Bye.